Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. We'll be having a look at Marvel Legends Season 7, or Series 7 today. So we'll start off with Wolverine, Weapon X Wolverine. What do you think of this figure, Matt?
Yes. I like it. Nicely detailed. I think if you were actually going to play with it as a figure, it'd be rubbish. As a collector's item, or for a collector's, display piece, that's nice. I quite like the.
Quite a lot of accessories with it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and all these bits here, obviously, clip onto the main figure as well, so you can have your own post or surgery Wolverine figure. So yeah.
Fair enough. On to the next one.
Hawkeye.
So you got Hawkeye. So again, you get quite a lot of accessories to this one. Obviously, you got loads of different arrows, and is that some kind of bike thing that he rides?
This is like basically the Rider series, isn't it? So
no, the Rider series is a separate one. He was on that. He was on that as well. But I believe he was on that one as well. But I think this is the first release of Hawkeye. Obviously, in his classic costume.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, there was some debatable figures in some of the series, but I think they kind of got their act back together by Series 7 and produced some nice figures.
So this one's a variant version. So this is actually the variant Ghost Rider, phasing Ghost Rider as it's known. And difference here being his kind of face is kind of half melted off, and it's kind of, so you got partial skull and partial flesh, and he's kind of, the colour scheme is certainly for the bike is a bit different as well. This is quite good. So obviously this is two Ghost Riders. So this is the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider.
Yeah, some nice detailing on that one.
Then we got Vision. This one's also a variant, and phasing. I don't know, there's two phasings in one series. So this one's kind of a translucent figure. I think I probably like this one better than the Ghost Rider variant, if I'm honest. I think he looks quite cool.
I think I kind of like, they kind of look cool, these figures, but unfortunately for variants, I do feel like I'm being ripped off by the manufacturers just reusing the mould.
Yeah.
So, but,
Well, I guess the Ghost Rider has different facial detailing as well. So this one's just obviously different plastic.
Yeah.
So Apocalypse, so they obviously did some of these like bigger figures, and I always felt like you kind of got better value for money when you have these sort of like
more plastic,
the bigger chunky figures.
Yeah, and they all look good as well. Although I have a funny feeling that they had like a Hulk sort of mold which they used, and then kind of like
he's got some big old biceps, and
yeah. Maybe, So it's kind of cool though. I quite like the design of Apocalypse anyway, so he's kind of cool.
Silver Centurion Iron Man, with a kind of a strange accessory at this one. You kind of get like a little rocket thing. I'm not so keen on this one, to be honest with you. I think it looks too chunky.
Yeah,
I have to say.
This is Stark on one of his like pleasure devices or something. Yeah, this all clips onto the. Did I have it on there? Yeah, it's got like a sort of a clip-on section there as well, so which kind of makes him even chunkier. I think.
I quite like the armour of this one in the comics, but I'm not too fan of this figure, to be honest. It looks just a little bit too. I think some of the Iron Man figures are a bit hit and miss on this series, to be quite honest.
I agree. Yeah.
So that's the standard Ghost Rider figure,
which is cool.
Again, the Johnny Blaze. So you remember from the first one, obviously the colouring is quite different.
Like you're saying about the hit and miss figures, I think this is definitely like a hit figure. I mean, look, all the painting on the bike, and they've obviously done a bit of dry brushing around the engine bay, and I quite like this fading or blending of the colours from the blue into the white on the valance. But yeah, I think it's a nice figure. I think it's very cool. There's not many figures which really stand up to look as good as it does on the back of the box, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
from the prototype to the.
And finally, on this series, the chase figure.
Yeah.
So it's not actually featured on the back of the other packaging. So this is obviously Goliath, or Giant Man, or Hank Pym, whatever you want to call him. And yeah, well, certainly one of the harder to get figures. And obviously you've got a little mini version of Ant-Man and the Wasp with him as well. The weird thing is, I think, about this figure, it kind of looks a little bit more basic, I think, than the...
It's old school, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
based around.
but it is actually series. You know, it's the same series. You know, say it's series
like
7. But if you look at the actual,
it's classically styled, I think.
yeah,
If
I
you
mean,
look at
it
the
looks like a
comic-
'60s version.
Yeah, if you look at the comic book in the back, it is the older. It is a reissue of a comic book from. Does it have a date on it?
No, not on the blueprints.
It's got the yeah.
But this one's probably in this series, certainly. If you can see here, obviously, he's not actually even on the back of the sort of characters on the back here. This is certainly the most valuable out of this version. And that concludes Series 7.